there, and welcome to the Butler Collegian newscast. I'm Kristin Camilleri.
And I'm Catalina Gallegos.
We begin with that massive fire that ripped through the Notre Dame Cathedral Monday in Paris. As you can see on your screen there, the flames just ripping through the roof of the 850-year-old cathedral. Around 400 firefighters battled this fire for hours after it was finally put out early Tuesday morning. Now that the cathedral is still standing, but the roof is completely destroyed. Many priceless artifacts like the crown of thorns were saved. Now the cause of the fire is still under investigation, but it is believed to be accidental and linked to the $170 million renovation the cathedral is undergoing. At least $330 million have been pledged to its restoration, and some reports say it could take at least 3 years to open the cathedral back up to the public.
Every summer, about 200 students stay on campus for internships or to complete summer courses. These students usually live in Resco during the summer months, but due to infrastructure work, students will be living in an apartment village. Students will be charged $260 a week plus a one-time $15 programming fee. This rate is about $50 cheaper than the weekly rate charged during the school year. Students who don't want to live in AV can also sublease campus housing from other students. Applications for summer housing on campus can be found under the Residence Life section on the Butler website, and we will have a link posted on our website as well.
The Butler Theater Department's last performance, The Man Who, will debut this Thursday at 7 p.m. in Lilly Hall. The performance is based on the best-selling book, The Man Who Mistook His Wife for a Hat by Oliver Sacks. Tickets can be purchased online at butlerartscenter.org.
2 Scotty's Brewhouse locations have closed in the Indianapolis area, but Scotty's Stockhouse here on campus says they have no intention of closing. Scotty's filed for bankruptcy in December and announced they were closing 4 locations, including Muncie, Carmel, Indianapolis, and Waco, Texas. 6 Scotty's locations remain open, including 1 here on campus. And Jake Bedell is here with a look at sports.
Thanks, Catalina. The tennis teams are preparing for their Big East tournament this upcoming weekend. After beginning their seasons last fall, they will take on conference competition in Casey, South Carolina, where they will fight for the Big East crown. The men finished the season with a 20-6 record overall and a 4-1 record against conference opponents. They have been given the number 2 seed and will play against Villanova on Friday, where they beat them 4-3 earlier in the regular season. The women finished their season with a 11-13 overall record, their best since the 2010 and 2011 season, but with a 1-6 record in Big East play, they were given the number 9 seed in the tournament. They will play a rematch of last year's matchup against Georgetown this upcoming Thursday. Should they win, they will take on rival Xavier. The softball team went 1-2 last week, defeating Purdue Fort Wayne on Thursday, but dropping 2 games of their doubleheader against Georgetown on Saturday. Against the Mastodons, the Bulldogs gave up 1 run early, but had an offensive rally in the 5th inning and scored 2 runs, breaking the 1-1 tie. Carly Ricketts would pitch the last 3 innings, and the Bulldogs won the matchup 3-2. On Saturday, the ladies took on the Hoyas, but could not win either game of their doubleheader. With a 2-1 lead heading into the 6th inning, Butler looked poised to win the game, but a 5-run spark by the Georgetown Hoyas put the Dogs behind. A 3-run push made in the final inning was made, but it was not enough and the Bulldogs fell just short 6-5. In Game 2, it was the Hoyas who held a 2-1 lead, but they would prevent any Bulldog comeback with additional runs coming later on in the game, and they walk away with a 3-1 win. The 3rd game was scheduled for Sunday, but again, more poor weather caused it to be canceled. They have a road series in Omaha against Creighton this upcoming weekend. Baseball took on Creighton at home this weekend and finished 1-2. The Blue Jays are second in the Big East with a 19-8 overall record in 2019. In the first game of the series, the Blue Jays had a 4-run boost in the 8th inning to put them ahead 6-5. The teams traded scoring, and Butler tied the game at 7 with a 2-run 9th inning. The game would head to extra innings where the Bulldogs would surrender the lead and ultimately fell 8-7 in the 10th. On Saturday, the teams split a doubleheader, with the first going to Creighton 5-7. With both teams exploding for runs in the 5th and 6th innings, the Jays had scored 4 and the Bulldogs scored 5, but it was not enough for them to clinch the win. In the final game, Connor Schultz limited Creighton to only 5 hits and improved his record to 5-0 this season. The defensive dominance would continue, and the Bulldogs would shut out Creighton in the final game of the series 5-0. They head to Cincinnati for a road series against Xavier later this week. So the competition is really starting to heat up here in the spring months. We'll have to see what happens as we finish out the rest of this year.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Jake. And Easter is on Sunday, and we are talking Easter candy. Specifically, I'd like to know everyone's opinions on Peeps. What are our opinion on Easter Peeps?
Jake, I'll let you take this one.
They're fruity marshmallows, and that does not mix well, at least in my opinion. I'm not a big fan of them, I gotta be honest.
I don't think I've ever had a Peep. I'm going to be completely honest. I just remember people putting them in the microwave in elementary school and blowing them up.
That's kind of a horrible experience. I feel like you have to
goodness.
experience them at least once, but
I've actually just never had a Peep.
I mean, after hearing that that's what they do, I don't think that's something that you'd want to end up trying.
Yeah.
I'm also not a big fan of Peep. We are getting word that our production crew is a fan of Peep, and they are shocked. No, maybe not. Well, don't let us sway your opinion. Try a Peep. Maybe you'll like it. Try one on Sunday. See if you like it.
I mean, my favorite Easter candy is the little Reese's eggs.
Cannot
Eggs.
argue with that.
Yes, yes.
We'll say
Just solid milk
that's
chocolate.
a good one. We'll take that one for our favorite.
That's all for this week's episode of the Butler Collegian Newscast. To stay up to date with all things news on Butler's campus, visit us at thebutlercollegian.com or on Twitter at Butler Collegian. I'm Kristin Camilleri.
And I'm Catalina Gallegos.
I'm Jake Bedell.
Have a great week, dogs.